What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Chris Gunther Show. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and share this video. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys for all of your love. It is crazy to believe that we are now over 600 interviews, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. Y'all keep tuning in. I'm going to keep the interviews coming. We got a lot of great stuff lined up. And my special guest today, he is the host. This brother, first of all, anytime somebody takes their time out of their day to come on my show, I'm very appreciative. I'm very thankful. Without any further ado, this man is a spoken word artist of the year. He's done all the great things in the field of jazz and things of that nature. Without any further ado, the Chris Gunther Show welcomes Mr. Zemill. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing wonderful, man. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for taking this time out with us. And, like I said in your introduction, you are a spoken word artist of the year. I was looking at some of your videos. I'm like, this brother is serious.
Hey, man, you know what? That was an outstanding award and honor from the Epitome magazine with Monica and Todd Johnson a little while back. So that's just one of the accolades and one of the opportunities I've had during this journey. But it was a beautiful, beautiful thing, and they're great people.
One of the videos that I had watched was when you had actually broke down the word woke. And people and the reason why I want to start there is because I'm pretty sure, people always talk to you about it, but I have never heard that term broken down like that before. So I don't want to mess it up, but I'm going to paraphrase it. A lot of the times when people hear the word woke, we automatically think the worst. But in reality, it's actually something good because now you are enlightened. Can you hit on that just a little bit?
Yeah, thank you so much for hitting that, man. I am starting, so you'll be the first, or it's act the second. I let Desiree know she's going to
Shout out to
release.
Desiree.
Yeah. Shout out to Desiree. We got to give it to her. We talked about releasing and starting my new YouTube channel, Zemill's Unedited Truth. And the second thing that I put on there is the video woke, because you're right. Because you have politicians and people always talking about woke this and woke that, and they really don't even know what the hell they're talking about, man.
Right.
And people take it as a negative connotation, which really, in the video, I said woke is what opening knowledge exposes. Woke is what our knowledge expresses. WOKE, woke is what our knowledge exonerates. And so when you look at woke from that perspective, it's about the awakening of the mind. It's about being able to see through the madness, the haze, and the fog, and understanding that there's a reality and a truth that exists in you and around us that is constantly being attempted to be hidden from us.
100%. One of the coolest parts about this day and age that we live in now, we have all of the access to history. What I mean by that is, nobody should be uneducated in 2024 about anything, whether it's from music, whether it's from sports, politics, etc. And you being somebody who is a spoken word artist of the year, you've won several awards with that. The words are powerful. When did it hit you that you really had a gift for spoken word?
Good question. Thank you. I actually started writing when I was 6 years old. And about 12 years ago, I did a book. My first book, it was called Thoughts and Vision. The second one was called Love Unleashed. And some friends of mine talked to me about, hey, look, the poetry is tight. The content is tight. You should perform it, right? And so I've been writing for a long time. I've been in corporate America for 40 years. But once I gave that up and I started really focusing in on the gift, and it is a blessing, it is a gift from the creator. And I realized that my voice was reaching people. And I'll do a Tuesday's Truth and a Wednesday's Word on Zemill's PoJazz Experience and on Zemill's PoJazz on Facebook and on social media. And people started saying, hey, look, your words resonated with me, or I needed to hear that today, or that was something that helped me get through the day, or you were my light. The best one, recently I got a lady's message to me and said, your message today was my light for today. And so that inspired me. And when woke came about, it started with all of the, as you said earlier, all of the madness, all of the politicians and pundits and, even, some so-called preachers or whatever get mad at you or angry with you because you are intelligent and you are aware of what's happening around you.
all of us have to be aware of what's happening around us. You hit on something, the PoJazz experience. Can you open up with that a little bit more? Because I was looking at it, I'm like, yo, that's pretty dope. Granted, I can't play an instrument to save my life. All right. I don't get down like that. I respect all y'all, the spoken word artists, those that play the instruments, but the jazz experience looked really amazing. Can you hit on that?
Zemill's PoJazz experience is the blending of smooth jazz, smooth R&B, neo soul, spoken word with a touch of blues, right? And it's written and created to lift your heart, stir your soul, and warm your spirit. And so I am the creator, the CEO of Zemill's PoJazz Experience and Attention Required LLC. And what PoJazz and our shows is, the PoJazz show is an interactive show. It's an event. It's literally an experience. And I have an incredible musical team. I've got Joe McCrae, who's my primary musical director, right? So I come up with the words and I come up with the melodies, and he'll take the words and the melodies. He'll take that melody and then he will lay the tracks and the music down to it. And I'll do the same thing with a guy that I work with who's also talented, Lenny Nance, and then I got a Fulton Turnage on saxophone, and they will hear the melodies that I give, because I hear melodies and words in my head, and I hear the songs in my head. So by nature, I am a lyricist as well as a poet. And so when I hear it, I give it to them. They put the music to it. They write the notes down to it. And together we create magic with a song.
You got that real smooth jazz voice too. I think that helps out tremendously.
You know what, that is a part of the aura. So that's not something that God gave me. That so it's something that I go with, and it's interchangeable, because sometimes you have to take the register down a little bit, when you're talking to the ladies, and sometimes, like doing an interview, I'm talking to a guy. I'm not trying to be there the whole time we're talking.
Absolutely not.
We're not. I'm not trying to be in that phase, and so no, thank you. But the whole idea is to be able to communicate with you and to be able to reach your mind, because I say in all of my shows, if I do nothing to enlighten you with all the music and all of the rhythm, the rhymes, and all of those things, if I don't do anything to enlighten your life and enlighten your mind, then I've done nothing, because that's what I've been commissioned to do.
Words are extremely powerful. You have a gift that the average person just couldn't do. You have something special about your words. And not only that, but those words have gotten you some accolades. And from those accolades, you've connected with so many people, and you see them come out to your shows and things of that nature. When you look out in the crowd and see people are vibing and they're grooving, but they actually look like they're learning something, how special of a moment is that for you?
And that's an incredible question. I got to tell you, in these interviews, no one has quite asked me that question in that way. So I thank you for that. And in direct answer to your question, it is an amazing feeling when you see the light comes on, when you see the connection, when you see that they get it. They've captured the essence of what it is that you were projecting, and and when they're singing the songs, and when when they're grooving with them, and they're dancing and they're moving and they're swaying, or they're meowing, or they're reacting to what it is that I'm saying, because my show again is interactive. So I have the ladies, sometimes there's a piece called Catwoman where they say meow and the guys say roof. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's something more socially conscious, I have every show, I have black men stand up,
That's right.
because I recognize black men, and I understand that the cards are stacked against those who are black. But every single day we have to recognize who we are, the kings and the queens that we are.
That's
And I
right.
give a shout out to you and brothers like you, using your platform to elevate consciousness and our people and the culture of who we are, not just as black people, but just as human beings.
1 billion% correct. This is a time when I don't believe any of us should be apologizing for the way that God made us all. And,
Absolutely.
we live in a time where some people have shied away from their blackness. Now we're like, nah, we're never going to shy away from it.
No,
Our
no.
job is not to make you uncomfortable, but it's to make you respect us for who we are. How have you been able to make sure that not only you're respecting yourself, but you're respecting those of us that may not look like us, especially nowadays when it seems like people forget that they are black.
Ooh, man, that's another good question. The number one thing that I do every single day is I remain true to who I am. I am not when I'm performing on stage, I'm not trying to be anybody else. I'm not trying to look like anybody else. And that's another thing that a lot of my people who follow me, I call them PoJazzists, the people who come to the shows, they will tell you is that he is who he is.
That's right.
The projection of the man, you're 6'2" or 6'3", and you're 235 pounds when you walk out on that stage. It's not about arrogance that you're trying to project. It is the confidence in that what you're saying is going to be a viable tool, or words are going to be spoken that are going to help change and move and inspire the minds of someone in that audience. And the way I do that and how I connect on a daily basis with the question that you answered is that I, again, remain true to who I am, and I project that. So when we talk, what you see is what you get. I believe in us as a people. I believe in myself as a man. I'm confident in what I have done. I'm confident in where I'm going, and I believe in what it is I've been commissioned to do.
There was another video that you had released, and it came down about people voting. And we all saw what happened in the, past election, that some people are still trying to wrap their heads around. What message would you like to send to some people who might have just flat out lost hope?
In one of the videos that I sent out, I said, when there is no light, you have to be the light. And if we are to be really, really real, just stop with the analytical part from the pundits and the people on TV about what happened in this election. Yes, there were a lot of people who didn't go out to vote. Yes,
Right.
there were people who were misinformed, but all of those things. But at the end of the day, America lost. Vice President Kamala Harris did not lose, in my opinion. America lost more because we lost dignity, we lost respect, and then we had just a ton of people not realize the power, the sacrifices, and what are went into just us being able to do that, to
That's
go
right.
and so that I've been telling people, she lost, or the country lost the election. It was race and misogyny. At the end of the day, they can I just be frank with you? They
Please
did not.
do.
The country is not. We're not there yet. We're not ready to hire a biracial woman, a black woman, and place her Jewish husband into the White House. The country wasn't ready for that. And the man who led the other side, who I call P45,
Mm.
uprooted an evil and a darkness and a rot that has been in this nation since its conception. Because in 1787, in the very beginning, people of color, we were never a part of this experience called democracy in the United States of America.
Not
And
at
so
all.
all of that bitterness and all of that was allowed the opportunity to come up and fester. And he took that, weaponized it, used misinformation. And I'll make this final statement about this. So, and when I talk to people about it, I say the willful ignorant are the most dangerous people, the most dangerous threat to American democracy, because I'm talking about those who willingly choose not to know. So I talk to people about waking up, understanding, expanding your mind, looking at the facts, knowing where the facts are. And that's how we go forward.
One of the most powerful things about what you do is you are able to highlight the negative things in this country, or just the negative things in society, but then you turn it around and use it to try to uplift people all over. And that is powerful because that's what jazz music can do. Before we jet out of here, we understand you're a busy man, you got other things on your schedule, but how can people stay connected to you and learn more about what you have coming up?
For Zemill's PoJazz Experience on Facebook, Zemill's PoJazz Experience on YouTube, and also Zemill's Unedited Truth on YouTube, Zemill's PoJazz on TikTok, and Zemill's PoJazz on Instagram. For all things Zemill, for merchandise and background and everything that you want to find out about Zemill, you can go to zemill.com. So reach out to me and I'll do everything I can to get back to you and all of your listeners and all of your people who follow you out there. And again, I want to say thank you again for Desiree, and then thank you again for this opportunity to chat with you, man. It's been a blessing.
100%. I've enjoyed every minute of it. And like I said, I know you're a busy man, got stuff on the agenda. But before we get out of here, I know you're a sports guy. I did my
Uh,
little bit of research. Now I gotta get you on here with a little bit. Did you not just see what happened in Kansas City yesterday? I'm just curious.
oh yes, I did see that. I did see that. That was, you know what? That was a Herculean effort, by that quarterback
Josh
up there.
Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen up there in Buffalo. And but to be real, uh, Kansas City had been on the brink. They had been
Sure did.
they've been skating on at the precipice of losing for several games now. And so I just thought it was time for them to beat them, and it was just time because Buffalo just looked like they wanted it more. And I wish I could say the same for the Dallas Cowboys. Which I'm in Dallas. No, I'm gonna do a post on the Dallas to tell them about how I feel about them and give them the unedited truth. That's like my next project right after tonight's game, whether win or lose. I got something I want to say to Jerry and all of them, and I've been in the press box, so I'll make sure I got something to say to all of them. I got something to tell them for real.
All of my listeners know the real reason why I'm laughing because I despise Dallas with a passion. So the fact that they're losing, I'm loving
I
every
know.
minute. I'm loving it.
I know, you know what? And I have this really good friend of mine, right? He hates them also. And so he played for a long time. And every time the Cowboys are losing, he sends me a text message from LA.
Yeah.
How about them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys? So, I hear and I am fortunate in that, back in the day, I was like the diehard person when I was in my 20s, when I was very young, right? When they would lose, they'd mess my Sunday up. But as I got older, about 20 years ago, I said, I decided y'all not messing my Sunday up. You know what? At the end of the day, I taped the game. Dude, let me tell you something. I would be very, very real
Yes,
transparent.
sir.
What I do is now I tape the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see how I get a feel for it at the first drive. If I'm not feeling it, the vibe, the first drive, and they don't come alive, then what I do, I tape it. If they win, I watch it. If they lose, I delete it. But it's not a mental thing because I have friends right now today that Cowboys lose, you can't talk to them until Wednesday.
Oh yeah, one of my best friends is like that right now. He and I have
I'm not doing it. I'm
oh,
not doing it, man. I'm not doing it. So no,
oh
we have
yeah.
like I say, life is bigger than the Cowboys, and you're not getting that check. They're getting paid $40 million a year to play like that. No sympathy here.
Oh, they get no sympathy from me either. Well, man, I really enjoyed this convo. Before we get out of here, if anybody wanted to connect with you and follow you on your socials, would you mind handing those out again so the people can show you some love?
Zemill's PoJazz on Instagram and TikTok. Zemill's PoJazz Experience on Facebook and YouTube. Zemill's Unedited Truth. And for all things Zemill, it is zemill.com.
Well, we appreciate you for your time, ladies and gentlemen. Zemill right here on the Chris Gunther Show. Cue my theme song. I'll see y'all next time. Holla.